Hi, I'm Captain Reverend Zach.
And I'm Francis the Great.
Is that your title now?
I just made it up that time.
Hey, I like it, though. And welcome to This Movie Was a Hot Dog, a podcast where me and a friend of mine, or my brother Francis over here, watch a bad movie, critically, financially, or otherwise. Then we review it, break it down, and tell you what we think. So this week we decided to watch like a happier film, like this film is like a jaunty tune.
80s comedy, that's all.
A teen sex comedy. The 1986 motion picture extravaganza Hamburger, the motion picture. It's a teen sex comedy directed by Mike Marvin and starring this guy named Lee McCluskey and Dick Butkus.
My favorite actor.
Yeah.
Is this the only film he's in? I wonder.
I don't know.
I've then
and
checked
for those of you
IMDb lately.
And for those of you who just crashed your car right now, yes, that Dick Butkus, the former American linebacker for the Chicago Bears.
Well, and it's weird. I don't even. What's the teen sex genre? What is that all about? Can you explain that to me?
Well, it's like American Pie.
Oh,
okay. Like the American Pie genre. It's almost like it is a genre. There are like 27 of those goddamn movies. That is the modern equivalent, or at least it used to be. I don't really think currently there is like a teen sex comedy.
I haven't.
That exists.
Nothing lately, at least. Yeah.
No, yeah, that's something that hung in there through the 90s, early 2000s, and kind of died. It's not really a thing right now. This movie, like, first of all, it jumps in what it wants to be. Sometimes it's a teen sex comedy. Sometimes it's like a slapstick spoof movie.
It's like got that 80s comedy campy feel.
But the opening scene is like you're about to watch a patriotic propaganda film.
Yeah, so all it is, and the only way I can describe it is, it's a super amazing opening with 80s music showing action in burger shops.
It is stock footage of hamburger hamburger stores. Hey,
joints?
Hamburger
joints?
Yeah. Sure, greasy spoons.
Yeah.
And people just, it's like, everybody's eating burgers in America.
I also noticed, I'm like, I guess they didn't wear gloves back then.
Not only did they not wear gloves, there is footage of someone feeding what looks like an 8-month-old baby a hamburger.
Oh, yeah.
There's a baby, and they're just, like, shoving a hamburger in this baby.
And you have expect everyone to give you the thumbs up after they take the bite, you know?
They turn to the camera and just go, yeah!
Like they just won a board game from the 80s commercials as well.
And it's all like, it is literally a very patriotic song. Like, there's a verse in the song that says patriotic and hamburgers in the same line.
And also, it's not like a shortened version of the song. It's a very long opening credit.
You hear the whole song.
It's probably 3 minutes, at least 3.5 minutes.
Oh, it's long.
Yeah,
and in retrospect, it's so weird because the immediate next scene...
Yep, this is the best.
is just women... completely naked women taking a shower, and then a guy fucking a girl in the shower.
Yeah, I mean, they got right to it. Boy, that's a good movie right there.
But it's a slap in the face from hamburgers are American foods to mwah, 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 and they're fucking each other. And it's like, whoa, what is this about again?
Well, that goes back to exactly what you were saying before. The movie doesn't know what it wants to be.
That's a hell of a scene transition. It's a completely different movie.
And so the guy gets caught. It's at a college,
caught.
right? He's at a college trying to...
Yeah, he's at a college. This is the main character. His name is Russell.
Good thing you know.
I only know a couple of names, but I know him.
Okay.
And so he gets caught in the shower, and he is sent to the assistant dean?
I think it's just like the school counselor or something.
School counselor, sure. And he's got, first of all, he doesn't have a shirt on, and his hair is still wet, and he's got a towel. Like, they didn't even go... It's not like when you're in high school and they drag you to the principal's office.
And they're like, hey, go get, cleaned up and get in.
How about put a goddamn shirt on?
So, yeah, he's seeing this counselor, and I guess the whole shtick of this character is that he is so sexy that every woman that's around him can't stand but, get their hands on him.
You could not have said it better. He's just so damn sexy.
I'm I'm like, what?
The school counselor says, you've been kicked out of 4 colleges in 3 years. And his answer to that is, I wrote this line down, I want to have a college degree and make something of myself, but all I end up doing is having sex.
Sounds like a good life.
But he says it in such desperation.
Like, how do I stop these women?
Is this guy like a for real sex addict? Because he's like, please, I don't know how to stop.
No, I think it's more, how do I stop them from, coming on to me?
I guess that's the problem, because like you said, he's just so sexy.
What's happened? It's almost like we like this movie.
This is a really fun movie. It's stupid as shit.
Okay, anyway, so she comes on to him.
So, yeah, you're right. And while he's being reprimanded and confessing to her about his debilitating, crushing addiction to sex,
she goes right into it, doesn't she?
She takes her shirt off, and this is like the 4th set of boobs in 6 minutes.
I mean, I'm sure a lot of guys that went to see this movie weren't arguing.
And 4 of those 6 minutes were a song about cheeseburgers.
Yeah, so again, what are we trying to do here, this movie?
Also, this senior in college is like 32 years old. This guy is so old looking.
Well, it's almost like Chopping Mall. Are these teenagers or what are they?
Even the teenagers in Chopping Mall looked like teenagers. It was just they weren't. Like, this guy looks like he could be my dad.
Well, so he's making out with her, and the dean walks in.
The dean walks in and kicks him out, and so next scene is he's getting reprimanded by his dad.
Well, not just reprimanded. He's being choked out.
Oh, yeah, like Homer Simpson style. And then the dad basically yells at him the conceit of the film.
This is some extreme counseling from his parents, I'd say.
Yeah, they say... So apparently he has a grandfather that left him a $250,000 trust fund, and he only gets the money if he graduates from a university. And $250,000 in 80s money? That's like $7 billion in 2015 money.
I think you're overestimating, maybe.
Well, I looked it up.
Oh,
it's
good.
It's actually just a little over $500,000.
But still, that's...
Well, and don't get me wrong, that's a lot of money then and now. Like, even if it was $250,000 now, that's still a lot of money. However, they're making it sound like once he gets this trust fund, he's set for life.
Yeah, it's like that's like people winning $1 million now. Like, I'm good for life. No, you're not.
Right, you can burn through. That's $250,000. You can burn through that real fast.
That's a year if you really go at it. I mean,
yeah, exactly. Oh, so what? Grandpa made sure you got like a decent year's salary. That's not. But they're talking to him like, once you get this, our family is set.
And who's to say he's going to like give them any of the money?
Or even if he got it all and lived off of it, if it was just like a salary, you could make it a year.
Yeah, and again, unless he's got like a $300 a month apartment.
And granted, it would be a pretty nice year. It would be like a luxurious. You're right. Maybe if he just lived in complete shit,
squalor,
he could stretch it to like 3.5.
What's the point of having the money though? At that point.
But it's like, dude, you should want to go to college just for when that money runs out.
We are really getting off topic on this one.
No, we're not. We're fine.
Well, and then they're arguing, and then a commercial for Buster Burger. Like careers comes on.
Right. Buster Burger University, and the conceit of this movie is like the McDonald's of this world.
Right. Yeah.
And
exactly.
a commercial comes on going, hey, if you want to manage a Buster Burger and, eventually own a franchise, come to Buster Burger University. Now, this is like McDonald's Hamburger U.
They have a Hamburger U. Yep. I worked at McDonald's, and that was like, the managers were always talking about like, oh, did you go to Hamburger U or did you just become a manager, And
so this is a real thing, but despite university being in the name, this is not an accredited state school.
This also seems more like a boot camp or maybe a prison.
Well, we'll get to that when that happens. We'll explain all that later. But, he's just like, that's it. I'll join this Hamburger 12-week management course, and I'll get the trust fund. I'm hoping that that's not a loophole in the trust fund where it goes like, this isn't Air Bud rules where it's like, well, it doesn't say anything about that in the will. I'll allow it.
Yeah, or it's also like, does it say, you have to check the fine print, does it say accredited, you know?
So, yeah, it's not.
Of course not.
So he goes to a Buster Burger, and he finds out from a manager there that it's in Colorado, it's tuition-free, all expenses paid, all you have to do is apply, and you get in. Hell, I would do that.
Now, here's the I love that when he goes in there, and just a side note, I did enjoy looking at like the 80s prices for the food.
everything's
69
like
cents. Yeah, for like a regular burger.
Huge burger with bacon and cheese and 2 patties, $1.28.
Yeah, now it's a $6 burger.
Yeah. But like the plan, like they will fly you to Colorado, put you up, feed you, clothe you, and pay you. I'll do that now.
Sure, yeah, hey, I'll just go.
Yeah, right? And they're like, and he even says in the movie, they do all this whether you pass or not. Christ, I'll just take a vacation.
And while this is going on, my favorite part of the movie happens. Oh,
the sprawling cut of the campus while the
No, you skipped the part.
Buster Burger jingle plays?
No. The lady in the drive-thru.
Oh, an old woman dies at this drive-thru from being yelled at?
And they're just like, just don't fill her order then. That's like their manager's response.
Get it? That's just funny. That's just a funny thing that happened.
You get it, Reverend Zach? Do you get it?
That was an impression of me.
It was, yeah. See, I got you
that
pretty
time.
Good. I know.
So, like, we cut to Colorado because apparently he just joins. We don't
He's
see
like, whatever, yeah.
We're there.
I love how he just goes there based off what a deadbeat manager told him.
Exactly.
It's great.
So he goes there, and then we hear the best song I've heard in weeks.
And my notes actually say, the music is 80s amazing.
It's, you know what? We've never done this.
I'm not doing it. You can sing.
Just listen to it.
America, you're getting burger hungry. Hungry for the burger that makes you full. You're chomping for the taste of a Buster Burger. Our famous Buster Burger that's full of hope. Thick, rich shakes, crispy French fries. Our double big Buster like bullets satisfies. Our people are friendly, our stores are clean too. And nothing but warm is waiting for you. America, you're getting burger hungry. Hungry for the burger that makes you full. You're chomping for the taste of a Buster Burger. Our famous Buster Burger that's full of hope. The one and only Buster Burger that's full of hope.
That was great!
Yes, That was amazing.
That shit is so, why is it so happy?
Right off the bat, we meet another character, this super nerdy dude with like his pants pulled, the typical like Urkel like.
Well, we meet our entire cast of characters.
Well, that's the first one.
Well, we got Russell, which is the 40-year-old college student. Mm-hmm. We got the silly 80s nerd who's got the suspenders and his pants pulled up, and he talks like this.
Of course.
We got the comically huge fat guy. We've got the South American freedom fighter who is from the country Guacamole, a nun, and a black guy who is been kidnapped by the police and forced to go through this 12-week managerial course against his will because the Supreme Court is upset that not enough black people own Buster Burger franchises, so they abduct a guy he's a singer for a club.
So apparently this guy's been given Hamburger uses a sentence because he's black and ham. You need to prove they're not bigoted.
Basically, and the first way they prove that is Dick Butkus yells at him that you're gonna go through this. He calls him a faggot. Again,
there's another movie where we've had this insult used.
Just the 80s. In the 80s, we just loved saying faggot for some reason. And, like, thank God, even in the movie, when he says faggot, people go like, oh.
Not like, you know?
Yeah, well, yes. And back in the 80s, you would typically laugh, but at least in this movie, they go like, "Oh, ooh, that was rough. He's clearly not gay." It's just, ooh.
And
but
my first thought was, there are drill instructors here?
yeah, he literally says he is. Well, you know what he is.
He's a grill instructor.
Get it?
Yeah. So then we meet the fat guy, right? He's one of the characters, the big fat guy.
Oh, yes. The fat guy, Dick Butkus goes up, he's just like, "You big sack of crap, you big tubby, you're not here to just eat all the hamburgers." And so the fat guy actually has a very good answer to that. He's like, "Well, you know what? I can be around food without eating it. Like, I'm not, just because I'm fat doesn't mean like I have to eat food when I see it." And you go, "Wow, that's kind of ahead of its time." And then he goes, "Because if I do get hungry, I take out this defibrillator and I shock myself." And he goes, "Oh, what if I want a cheeseburger?" And he just electrocutes himself for like 3 minutes.
And I also find it very funny every time he does so.
I was more upset at this point, like how racist this movie was.
I thought it was amazing that was going on.
You got to look at it through the goggles of the time.
You do.
Because when you see this back then, it was supposed to be funny, and now it's like the most racist thing since Al Jolson was the jazz singer. She's from Guacamole, and "You faggot black guy, I'm gonna kidnap you and make you go to my hamburger school."
Yeah. You know what? They should just play this as the Friday movie on a college campus these days and see how that goes.
Oh, you couldn't. Oh my God, there'd be like people would turn cars over.
That's all I know, and I almost wish I could do it.
So Grill Master General Dick Butkus says the rules of the college are no alcohol, no tobacco, and no sex. And I was like, so like a regular college then? Like that's
the rules, but you know.
Yeah. And but that's fine.
And no leaving.
And no leaving.
Yes.
But that's all fine because Russell's roommate, whomever his name is, has cigarettes, booze, porn, and snack foods taped
to his body.
To his entire body, but mainly his crotch. Most of it's on his crotch.
I liked the beds, too, in the dorm. They're just hamburgers.
They were giant hamburgers, and the buns were the blankets.
I thought it was great.
So apparently there's like a dance on the first day.
Maybe it's the party at the dean's house. And then my question is, on campus? Because they said no booze, or what is this? Just they're going to have soda and water?
But then Dick Butkus pulls the cork out of a bottle of champagne with his teeth.
That's right. I guess the staff can have that? I don't know what the rules are.
So, just to wrap up this dance real quick, Russell's roommate tries to hook up with the owner's wife, who has giant fake boobs in this movie. Mm-hmm. The South American stereotype tries to hook up with Russell. Russell meets the owner's daughter, who eventually becomes his love interest in the film. Dick Butkus tries to hook up with the owner's daughter, and the fat guy electrocutes himself so he won't eat a cheeseburger.
And there was a great line. I don't know who said it. I forgot. I wrote it down. Who said this spread has more balls than a trailer park Christmas tree?
Oh, God. I don't know.
But isn't that a great line?
It's certainly a line.
This spread has more balls than a tree. I think it was the grill sergeant. Yeah.
Dick Butkus?
Yeah, Dick Butkus.
Everyone's favorite character?
Yeah, he's my favorite actor. I don't know. I've got to check his IMDb again.
So, was this his only movie?
Do you want me to look while the podcast continues?
Look it up while I talk.
Okay.
So, the next day, they start class. Like, they just start going to class, and they have to put on these bright, like, I guess they're supposed to be ketchup red? Like,
the
bright
uniforms,
ketchup.
You mean?
Yeah, the bright ketchup red uniforms, Buster Burger uniforms. Francis?
Yes?
Why in the holy hell did the nun get a Buster Burger habit?
Well, they can't discriminate, I guess.
You can't be a manager of a Buster Burger and a fucking nun.
In this movie, you can.
Why the hell? Okay, why would the school have or make a Buster Burger themed nun's habit?
Here, I just looked it up. Apparently, Dick Butkus has been in 51 films or shows.
No shit.
Yeah, so
next we just have a montage of them going to class. It's really stupid. None of it really matters. Magneto Jones, by the way, the black guy that they kidnapped, is in handcuffs through the entire movie. I don't know if we mentioned that. In every scene he's in, he has handcuffs
Hold on. And so during a couple things during these classes, I like how they just, to demonstrate what part of the bull they cut, they just use a chainsaw to cut a wooden bull.
There's also an entire class that's just how to cut an onion.
Yeah, here it is in my notes. Hey, Zach, isn't it funny that they're cutting onions and crying?
And they're just crying so hard because they're onions.
Also, bull balls.
Yeah, there's just a whole... you know what? I'm not even going to explain it. There's just a joke about bull balls.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And, yeah, that's it. So,
Burger Simulator time.
Yeah, the Burger Simulator time where they have to... They say this is how you handle a burger in a Buster Burger facility, and then it's never seen again.
Yeah, where's that machine?
They say, like, this is how you do it, and then it's never shown. It's basically like a Looney Tunes Rube Goldberg machine. It's like, and they, like, put together burgers with, like, pipes and shit. And it just turns into this disgusting scene where mayonnaise and ketchup are all over everything, and it's just going so fast he can't put these hamburgers together.
Just, I Love Lucy show with the chocolate thing too. You ever seen that episode?
Except much stupider.
Yeah, the I Love Lucy is a hilarious scene.
And this is just super dumb. And Dick Butkus just yells a lot.
Why are you doing that? You're terrible at making burgers. I said, is this entry-level employees? Why are they doing this? Are they entry-level employees or are they going to be owners?
Exactly. They don't learn anything about running a business. They learn how to chop an onion, how to put a hamburger together, and then, like, how pickles are born. Because there is literally a scene where they're, like, in, pickle science class?
And they're, like, pulling out baby pickles from a big pickle that's giving
There's
birth.
a giant pickle on an operating table, and then it flatlines, because pickles have hearts.
Yep.
And they go, oh, no, it died. And then they start pulling tiny pickles out of it. And he pulls one pickle, and he goes, oh, look, it's a baby. He puts that on a table. And then he pulls two pickles out, and he goes, like, oh, look, twins. No, it's not. There was another one in there. That's triplets. That bothered me. I know that's stupid, but that bothered me.
I can see why that would bother you.
I can see why that would...
You being so attentive to math and everything.
You have to. That's only a joke because my brother here is a math professor.
I'm not a professor, but I'm a mathematician.
Mathematician. Sorry, Dr. Math class.
No problem.
I'll
hit you up with my math jokes next episode.
All right. We can have a whole side podcast dedicated to it.
That sounds horrible.
So Russell and his roommate sneak off campus to get Chinese food.
What about the blow-up doll?
What? That is not necessary to mention.
Okay.
There's a scene where there's a blow-up doll.
I just thought it was funny.
Okay. So Russell and his roommate sneak off to campus to go get Chinese food.
Why is this place a military compound?
Why is it, right? Like, it's literally, like, they have to get into a laundry truck like they're escaping prison, for Christ's sake.
And the black guy gets caught trying to sneak out.
Because he's the only one who should. He is literally being held there against his will.
Yeah, I know. So,
at the restaurant, they see the owner's daughter that he's met at the dance the first day, and the owner's wife. And so... Russell's roommate, who is the 59-year-old college dropout, wants to hook up with the daughter. Oh, wait, no, the roommate wants to hook up with the wife, and he's going to hook up with the daughter. So they stay to eat food with them, and Dick Butkus shows up, and they have to hide under the table because, oh, no, we can't be seen. So
and he's dating the owner's daughter, Dick Butkus.
He wants to be dating the owner's
but that's the...
Yeah, that's the whole conceit.
He's like Bluto, in Popeye.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's a good analogy, actually.
Right.
So, Dick Butkus sits at the table with the women, and he's like, oh, you guys ordered a lot of food. It's almost like there's two other people that
And they're just under the table making a lot of noise, by the way.
Right. They're basically talking at the volumes we're talking, which is very loud. And Russell's roommate starts to just eat out.
Yep.
Eat out the owner's wife?
Weird time to do that, I would think.
One might argue one of the worst times.
So they end up getting caught.
Well, you can't skip over this whole scene. This broad, who is, by the way, sitting next to her daughter, just starts to have a violent orgasm while this guy is just going downtown. And the table starts lifting off the table and rocking around, and Dick Butkus just is like, well, gee, why is the table shaking like this?
Like another Looney Tunes moment.
Yes. And then the table falls over, and he sees, like, this guy with his head halfway up her pussy, and then they get caught. And what is their punishment, Francis?
Solitary confinement, basically, in pickles, and then they get condiments dumped on them.
Well, you can't just say in pickles.
It's a stand-up pickle, like a human size.
It's a giant hollowed-out plastic pickle,
right,
that they get locked inside of.
And then they get, like, Chinese condiment torture in.
Chinese condiment torture? Is that what they call it?
I don't know. It's Chinese water torture, but it's with condiments. You know what I mean?
But did you see what the condiment was? He flips a little switch on the back.
What was it?
It was called torture sauce.
Ah. Ooh.
And so they get torture sauce just dripped on their head while they're in this hollowed pickle, and we hear the jingle again. Here it is one more time.
America, you're getting burger hungry. Hungry for the burger that makes you full. You're chomping for the taste of a Buster Burger.
And then they just, that scene, they just get out. Yeah. Like, there's no consequence to that whatsoever.
Cut to, apparently they're using...
Oh my God, what the fuck was this next scene?
The human
what
torture?
Was this?
The torture, the test subject?
Yes. What was this?
I couldn't figure it out myself.
What the fuck? So we cut to, like, Frankenstein's castle.
One of the professors
of the Hamburger school is, like, experimenting on the nerd guy.
He's given up. Didn't he volunteer for this or something like that earlier in the film?
Yeah, to help him make some fast food blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm. And they just like put something in his mouth, and he's like, "I'm a chicken" or something. I don't know.
No. They do experiments on him because apparently Buster Burger is trying to figure out how to make like a chicken sandwich or fried chicken, and you can't just do that by buying pressure cookers and chickens. That's too easy. So they're kind of turning a human into a chicken, and the owner of Buster Burger's like, you have a test subject, blah, 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 blah. And this mad scientist goes, yes, I injected him with 20 cc's of bird cum. What the fuck? 20 cc's of bird cum. They jacked off
How did they harvest
a bunch of chickens. Well, you got to jack off a bunch of chickens, and then you put it in a fucking syringe, and you just shove it in this guy's veins?
Probably wouldn't be good for you.
Well, you know what it wouldn't do? Turn you into a goddamn chicken person.
I agree with that.
And he just starts clucking and barking and all that fucking shit.
This scene's making me feel uncomfortable. Can we move along?
Yeah, how about we go to the scene where they go to Hamburger Church?
Yeah, Burger Church. I love, and my one comment here is, I just love when this guy shocks himself.
Oh, yeah, because every scene, like, it's just, the woman from Guacamole has a bunch of fruit in her hair because how much more racist can we get in a 90-minute movie? And he's about to eat the fruit, and instead of that, he electrocutes himself.
And it's hilarious. I'm sorry. If you watch the movie, that's...
It is because, like, he does that really... He's got that, Curly from the Three Stooges gesticulation down where you got to be like... and you, like, shake yourself violently.
It's amazing. That's all I could say about it. I mean, he just, like... And it's not like a short little, like, oh, I'm shocked. It's, like, a minute long.
Oh, yeah, like, and whatever's in his hands, like, turns into smoke.
So stock.
So, at the burger-themed church, we all sing burger-related hymns, and I think we still believe in Jesus? something.
I didn't catch the lyrics.
Magneto Jones is still in handcuffs. So that, nothing comes of during church. It's just a goofy scene. Now, Russell is studying for finals, and the South American stereotype from Guacamole breaks into his room with a machine gun, forcing him to have sex with her, so she's basically raping him.
That's all there is to it.
And she says, if you don't have sex with me, I'll scream rape. And you could be like, no, lady, you're doing that right now. Like, you're raping me.
And then he plays gay to get out of it.
He finally says he's gay, so she'll leave, and there's another bunch of horrible slurs yelled.
Yes.
And he just leans back on his bed like, ha ha, nailed it.
Like, got out of sex again.
Oh man, if I had $1 for every time I said that when I was in college. Woo! Got out of sex again.
Are you going to be all right over there?
Oh, that shit is hilarious.
And then we have the dumb roommate.
I have to laugh or I'll cry.
We have a dumb roommate is going to have sexy time with the owner's wife in the helicopter, of all places.
He goes to fuck the owner's wife in a helicopter, which, even before what happens, is already a dumb idea. Magneto Jones then jumps in the helicopter because he's trying to escape because he's in prison.
And, of course, the copter takes off.
Yeah, and then there's just this silly scene where the helicopter goes all over the place and lands on Dick Butkus' car.
Yeah. He's like, well, I'm going to ruin them, basically, is his reaction.
And it wasn't even like he had, like, a Corvette or, like, an Aston Martin or something.
The typical, like, 90s car.
Yeah, he had, like, a fucking Gremlin or some shit. Like, and he's like, no, my car. And it's like, I hope that shitty car of yours is paid off.
Oh, that's what Buster Burger pays, the fast food
Right, yeah,
salad.
well, you know what? You're right. You can only get so much by attending a 12-week college.
And so
the guy, I have to bring this up. This has nothing to do with the story. But the guy who was turning into a chicken, for some reason, is brought into a shower by security guards. I don't remember why.
Yeah.
And he's sexually assaulted by two large old ladies with plungers who plunge an egg out of him. Like a chicken egg.
I don't think the scene really made any sense.
I want to know what kind of monster hatches out of that egg.
Yeah, that'll only be in part 2.
The next one's a horror movie where that egg hatches and it's like, kill me! Ah!
It tries to destroy all the Buster Burgers in the country.
Yeah, and it kills all of the graduates of this class.
That'd be a great movie.
Hamburger the Motion Picture 2, The Cluckening.
The Cluckening. This time the cluck is real.
So, apparently part of their finals, because we're almost done the movie now, the part of their final exam is they have to operate a real Buster Burger for 8 hours. So they start working, including Magneto Jones, who's still in handcuffs. And it's going, it's fine, it's whatever. Then a literal busload, literally a bus of morbidly obese fat people walk into this place and order like 50 cheeseburgers a person. It's such a goofy stereotype scene where it's like, can I get 50 Buster Burgers and 30 Buster Fries and 6 milkshakes and 22 diet sodas? And somebody goes, diet soda, wah wah.
I must say, at this point, I just said I love the sound effects while these people are eating.
Oh, they eat like literal pigs. Not because like, they're fatter people, so they eat a little bit faster than normal people would eat, blah, blah, blah. No, they're like, oink, oink. They play pig sounds over the... Why would you agree to be in this movie?
If you pay enough, I guess.
I mean, it's so offensive to be like, all right, like, be like a big fat slob and just shove food in your big dumb head.
Is this and then the drive-through part happens, I was a little like, whoa.
I skipped this part. I just skipped it.
You missed this?
No, I know it. A racist thing happened.
Oh, and it's pretty bad, too. Like,
yeah, we'll just skip this.
Yeah, because we don't want to go into this.
Yeah, we'll drop that. So, the fat people are eating so much that they are literally running out of food in the restaurant. So to stop them, they put laxatives in their milkshakes.
And now they all they got to go to the bathroom.
Oh, no, not yet.
Oh, the bikers.
Well, no, that happens afterwards. I just want to talk about they get their milkshakes.
Oh, okay.
They're drinking them, right? And one of the guys is like, oh, no, I got a fart. And one other guy's like, uh-oh, I think I feel a fart coming on. And so they start to fart, and they lift their cheeks and make like a winky face, like, "Uh-oh, I farted." These aren't just fart sounds they're playing. These are the sounds of people who are sitting in a chair and having diarrhea. It's the grossest fucking noises.
I loved it.
It's the longest, wettest farts, and it's not even farts. It's
pooping.
This is noise. These are people pooping themselves. They're pooping in their pants.
Put a boom mic right next to them.
Oh yeah, and then so now these people are like, "Oh no, we gotta go to the bathroom." So then, what might be the single greatest moment in motion picture history? All 20 of these fat people run into a tiny bathroom to take a shit. The women included. The bathroom only has one toilet, and a very tiny Japanese man is sitting on it. All of these fat people cram into this tiny, tiny bathroom and just start jumping around. Not like trying to get to the toilet. They're just like dancing. The Japanese guy
takes a picture.
The Japanese guy on the toilet picks up his camera, tells everybody to say cheese. Then there is one tiny fart sound, and the building fucking explodes.
So awesome.
Like, it's like a Michael Bay movie. Like, a hole blows out of the side of this building because apparently 20 fat people farted at once, and it had like a kiloton's worth of energy.
I have to admit, that was an awesome scene.
That was hilarious. I mean, it's so... You have to, like... To watch this movie, you have to turn your adult meter all the way back down to 15 years old.
Yeah, you definitely can't take the movie serious in any possible way.
Right, you can't go into this with, like, well, I never...
Yeah, or like, I am going to watch a sophisticated 80s movie. You know...
Which is, I think, is an oxymoron in itself.
Pretty much, but yeah, you can't just go like this will be a quality motion picture, you know, that's just not.
So the fat people leave because they've destroyed half the building. Then a biker gang shows up, and they just tear the place apart. They just rip it apart with baseball bats in their bare hands. They don't have a lot of work to do because the fat people blew most of it up with their farting.
And while they're breaking it, another group shows up.
The police show up
led by the angry racist, the victim of the racism cop
from before, and they just, tear it up even more. Then Dick Buttkiss, he's been sending these fat people and the biker gang, and he angered the cop to try to get them to fail the final exam.
I have to interject. I said, this seems like a huge cost for a training program, regimen.
Oh, it is, and especially since no one's paying them. It's all free.
Right.
They are fronting the bill for all of this.
So then everyone leaves when the place gets wrecked. And
everyone leaves.
Wait, no. He then causes some Mexicans to run through the store by playing chicken with them.
And what's in their truck?
Chickens with a lot. And then when they go through the store, there's a lot of feathers. A little bit too many, I think.
Almost as if it was full of pillows and not chickens.
And where are the chickens? I guess they're just dead.
I guess they just exploded. So the nerd is so upset that they're gonna fail. Oh, he's also not a chicken anymore, by the way.
He's fine.
That just stopped being a problem.
Don't worry.
The nerd is so upset that they're probably gonna fail that he literally pulls a gun out and is about to shoot himself in the head.
Again, this wouldn't happen today.
Well, not only that, it's like none of this didn't cost you any money. You're not out of like this was free. If anything, you got put up for 12 weeks.
Yeah, it was his dream, though.
I guess, and he's going to shoot himself in the head. So, in the head?
He's going to shoot himself in the head.
If he shoots himself in the head?
And he'll be okay. Probably not, though.
So then Russell, the 98-year-old college dropout, gives a motivating speech about, we're going to clean this place up, and we're going to fry all these dead chickens, and we're going to sell them. And then Mr. the owner of Dick Butkus, Buster Burger, the owner of Dick Butkus, whom I hope is Dick Butkus, the owner of Buster Burger will show up, and he'll be so happy. So
he shows up.
The owner shows up, and he is just so happy with the concept of fried chicken that he doesn't care.
And we have a new slogan for the company. It's tasty, by God.
Right, and then they all pass.
Yep, and then they go to get their diplomas.
They go to get their diplomas. They mention all of their names. This scene is way too long,
Very
by the
long.
way. Because they say, it's like, you know what? It's like watching an actual graduation. They go, this guy, everybody claps, he walks up, gets his diploma. That guy, everybody claps, he walks up and gets his diploma. Russell, everybody claps, he walks up. It's like, we get it, we saw the movie. And then, at the end, they go, and for our summa cum laude?
Yep, it's Magneto.
And he goes, and this bothered me, because the owner of Buster Burger's giving these diplomas, and he goes, and for our summa cum laude, Magneto Jones!
Magneto.
Like, come on, you know that's not how you say that. And so, at the graduation ceremony, they take off his handcuffs. This guy has been wearing handcuffs for 12 weeks. His wrists should be bleeding and raw, and his hands should be mangled from having to have them connected, and he should be crying.
But he's fine.
And he's fine. He takes off his shirt, which I don't know how he got on with his handcuffs on, by the way. And he's got like a sparkly jacket, and he goes, and all of a sudden he's happy. He's been trying to escape for the past 12 weeks. He graduated, he got summa cum laude, and he's like, yeah, I'm cool with it now.
Like, I'm going to have my own Buster Burger.
And he just goes, I got a couple of ladies up here. Hit it.
I think I'm ready now. America, you're getting burger hungry. Hungry for the burger that makes you full. You're jumping for a taste of a Buster Jr. Our famous Buster Burger that's full of bull. Thick, rich shakes, crispy French fries, a double big Buster like bull. It's satisfied, yeah. Our people are friendly, our stores are clean too. Nothing but bull is waiting for you. America, you're getting burger hungry. Hungry for the burger that makes you full. You're chopping for a taste of a Buster Burger. Our famous Buster Burger that's full of bull. The one and only Buster Burger that's full of bull.
And he plays that fucking thing. He just sings the jingle, but it's all like jazzy and upbeat. It's so funny.
And that's the end of the movie.
And in the audience is, oh, by the way, the nun has a graduation nun habit, by the way. And I guess she's now the new face of Buster Burger because she invented the fried chicken slogan.
And she won't be able to keep any of the money.
Just has to give it to the Pope. And that's the end of the movie. Why don't you give us your review, and then I'll give mine going a suggestion.
Oh, man. The movie, I mean, it's bad. Like, as far as, like, it's not well produced. It's just so goofy that it's so over the top. But the way it's over the top is awesome. It's a great time capsule out of the 80s. You get to see slapstick comedy, and like you said, there's a couple of scenes where you're just like, what is going on? But it didn't matter. I still like the movie. I'm not even gonna recommend another movie because I can't even think of anything like this. No, there's nothing like it I could even think of. I think this movie was awesome. Just a barrel of laughs, even though you're not laughing with the movie, you're laughing at it, but that's okay.
I gotta agree with you, like, in everything you said. It is such a fucking goofball, cheeseball movie. Like, they don't make I think they do make movies like this, but they don't stick. Half of me wonders back in 1986 when this movie came out, if you and me were where we are then, we would be like, what a piece of shit.
No, we would have been like, this is funny.
Well, I don't know, though, because with our nostalgia goggles on, your retrospect, it's so silly and goofy. Again, if you watch this movie, you got to keep in mind that there are a couple of scenes where you're like, ooh, you can't say that anymore. Like, that was incredibly racist most of the movie. But if you just go like, it was 1986, it was a different time, like, you could say that shit, then it's fine. It's very entertaining. But I mean, I gotta suggest this movie. It's entirely on YouTube. So if you really need to watch it, go hit up YouTube. It's very, like, you know what? I know I say this all the time, and you always call me out on it, but you got a couple of friends over, you got a pizza and a case of beer, throw this shit up. You know what? The less beer that's in that case, the funnier this movie's gonna get.
You know, and if you're like me, I had to watch it by myself. I still had a jolly old time with it.
I had to watch I watched this at work. Nobody said anything.
Jeez.
And I had to stop a couple of times to just be like, that was you laugh, but maybe sometimes it's for the reasons they want you to laugh, and sometimes it's not. But it doesn't really matter as long as you're laughing.
Yeah, the movie gets it, does its purpose.
Right. It makes you happy. If the movie makes you happy, it did its purpose. Hamburger the motion picture, you did a good job.
So, were we going to say this movie wasn't a hot dog?
We never actually said what that means.
All right. Well,
we talked about it when we started this podcast like a year ago, but we never actually qualified what the fuck that meant.
That's fine. I'll do the ending comment if that's fine with you.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
All right. So, folks, I hope you guys liked watching this. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and any other place we might be. Where else are we?
Good job.
Look, you do that part then. The whole rigmarole thing.
By the way, just wanted to say, me and Francis, we like watching movies like this. Movies like this are not easy to find, and I don't think anybody grew up with this movie. And because of that, gems like this aren't well known. So if anybody has seen a movie like this or anything that you think would be really funny for us to talk about or you just want us to watch, please let us know. You can shit us up on Facebook.
Shit us up.
You can shit us up. You can shit us down. Whatever you want. Hit us up on Facebook at This Movie Was a Hot Dog. We also got an email. You can set us there. moviehotdog@gmail.com. We got a Twitter @moviehotdog, and that's about it. If you got any questions, comments, concerns, pick one of those three and hit us up.
Right. So, for Reverend Zach, this is Francis saying this movie was a hamburger.
Zing! Twist ending.
Yes.